esteemed panelists, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Javaid Gilani and I am IG Crime J&K. So I'll confine this presentation to the advancement in use of information technology in the police for effectively tackling the crime. As we all know, as Sir had already said, the computerization in the state and in J&K police started in the early 90s, and it was then that the National Crime Record Bureau had launched its project CCIS, which was the Crime Criminal Information System. And the aim of this project was to collect information from all the states about crime and criminals and then put them in a centralized database so that it can be used for collation and further analysis later. And it was modified from time to time. And it was then that computers were installed in almost all the offices of J&K police. The basic emphasis and the use of computers was basically to replace the manual work and to update various records. Then in the year 2000 and 2003, the personal information system and the offline payroll versions were introduced. In 2006, the CCIS was replaced by another project, which was the CPA. And in this, only a few police stations of each state were taken on a pilot basis, and in J&K, 23 police stations were covered. Then afterwards, we had certain advancements in connectivity, so we installed lease lines, we had a video conferencing system, and now almost all the units of the J&K police are today connected either through the NIC network or the VPN. The centralized personal information system was introduced a couple of years back, and now we are working on a threat management system software which would be able to collect all the incidents that have happened over the last many years, and then based on those incidents we are able to analyze and forecast future events. One of the major projects that the Ministry of Home Affairs has now launched for modernization and computerization and networking of the police forces is the CCTNS. So I will primarily talk about the CCTNS. Now the CCTNS is the aim of the CCTNS project is to modernize the core policing functions and provide information sharing for better investigation and detection of crime and also tracking of criminals. This is basically the main architecture of the CCTNS. It envisages that all police stations and all police offices are connected to a state data center, and then the state data centers are interconnected so that information from one state can be shared with the other state. We have seen that there have been a large number of projects which have been taken up earlier, and they have failed primarily because the emphasis was on data collection and also data duplication. So feeding data into the computers was seen as an extra work by people, so they didn't take it seriously because one, it was only data collection, so it didn't help in improving their functionality. So they thought that this is a burden on them, it doesn't help them in any way, so why do it at all? So this is where the CCTNS tries to improve upon it, that there isn't one dedicated person in the police station who has to record all these things into the computer and then it goes through the network into the data center. Now every person in the police station is actually a node. So whatever information he has to feed on his own or which he generates on his own, it goes into the network, and so the database is created automatically. Then it has also a portal for the citizens, so even the people get benefited because they can file their complaints through it, they can get their verifications done faster, and it also creates a platform where police forces across the country can share information with each other about criminals and about repeat offenders. Now, the key stakeholders in the CCTNS obviously are the police personnel, the senior police officers, and the citizens at large. Now, what does it do? It benefits the police in certain ways. As I said, you get enhanced tools for investigation and tracking of criminals. You have a centralized database where you can look at the images and compare them. It reduces your workload. Then it also has benefits for the public at large, because you can access the police not by physically going there, but also through multiple channels. You can also track your petitions and FIRs, and you can get your verifications, etc. done. And if you see that it's capsulated, how it helps the police officers and how it helps the public at large. In J&K, the project is for connecting 294 locations, and the date of completion would be August 2014. That's all. Thank you.